Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Round 7. It's day 23. Here's today's sketch. It's also Take Out Your Tools Tuesday, and today's tool we will be focusing on background stamps. So I am going to turn the sketch because my photo is a different orientation, and for my background stamp I chose that big Dala stamp from Stampin' Up. It's quite old, so it's probably not even for sale anymore. I do trim my photo down just a bit, and that is my son and our pit bull B, and that is back in 2020 January. So I'm going to do some heat embossing because, well, I've been loving it again. Well, I've always loved it. I've just been doing it more lately. So I don't even worry about a stamping block when I have these big background stamps, and I get it all nice and inked up, and I kind of get where I want my picture to go, and then I'm going to put a lot of pressure on that, get it stuck down. Now Versamark ink is, I find, to be the best ink to emboss with because it stays wet and juicy longer. So by the time I get these 3 big splats down on the page and go to do the heat emboss, the first one is still wet and holds the embossing powder just as well as the last one. Now, if you noticed on the sketch, there was some mixed media on the background, like some, like watercolor. And I decided that, I was just going to use these big flower stamps to mimic the mixed media, which embossing and stamping is mixed media. So I go ahead and use a coffee filter, very cheap and effective way to collect all that embossing powder, and I just keep going back and forth until I have it covered. And I save the coffee filters because the embossing powder just goes right out. But now I'm going to leave this entire process in because I love to watch it. I do have the Wagner heat gun, and it was a little bit expensive than most, I guess, but I love it. I let it heat up for just a smidge, and then I come in and you can see I'm using a copper color from Stampin' Up, which again, don't know if they even offer that anymore. This is all the stuff that I had purchased when I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I just go through and just make sure I have all of it covered, and look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's like, it's copper. So it shows up really well on that wood grain background, which love the wood grain background there. And I believe that 12 by 12 wood grain piece is from the Timber collection from Close to My Heart. Yeah, I have like so many of those pieces. That's like I couldn't stop buying that. I did go into my stash and just pulled out a whole bunch of green scraps. And if you also noticed on the sketch, they had a whole bunch of like circles and different shapes and, wonky patterns. So I get out my Martha Stewart circle cutter, which was also featured on Take Out Your Tools Tuesday not too long ago. And I'm just going to go ahead and make wonky circles. So I cut one big, and I just keep popping it down little at a time, okay? And, obviously I have to trim off the little places where if you don't do a continuous circle, it does leave like a weird mark. So you'll see by the end of it, I start doing it the correct way. But right there where I let go, it doesn't connect. But I just keep dropping that little piece down bit by bit, and I make a whole bunch of circles out of this green cardstock. Now, I have no idea where I got this green cardstock, but it's got like a shimmer to it, which is oh so pretty. Right here, see? Now, if you don't pick it up, it makes a perfect circle. I am not lining it up because I don't want them to all be perfect circles in diameter all the way around, because I'm making, basically circle outlines. And I could have used my dies, but I wanted bigger ones as well. So I'm just like getting it placed on there. And I'm going to create my cluster of circles using all of those fun pieces of paper. All right, I got a phone call, so I'm not real sure where we're at or where I left off, but I'm going to use the majority of those scraps to make a whole bunch of borders and backings and layers behind my photo. I haven't done some paper tearing in a while, and I love paper tearing. So I'm going to go ahead and get those stuck down and then just start randomly tearing off different edges. I don't tear off all 4 edges. Sometimes I only do 1. This one's going to be a straight edge, just to, you know, add a little bit something extra to my layout, because I don't really have a lot of embellishments that I'm going to be adding onto this page. This one was pretty easy because it was straightforward with the lines, and I made a very nice straight cut with my scissors. And then I was thinking about doing it one more time, but I'm like, nope, that's enough. Do not overkill it. Plus, they were all from like the same extremely cheap paper pad from I don't even know where. And I don't mean like extremely cheap like in quality. I just mean like in price. It is thinner paper, and it's 8.5 by 11 sheets. But I picked that thing up for a couple bucks, and it's got like thousands. I mean, it's thick. It is super thick. And I'm going to go ahead and like right here, I'm going to layer up all those circles to create that fun little circle element. And instead of taking them back up and trying to get it like that, I just go in with my art glitter glue in my fine liner bottle and start tacking it down. Now they do shift and move because obviously they're, you know, way wonky circles and different sizes, and you guys saw me do it. So while I am getting all this tacked down, I do want to remind you that today is a hop over at Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. So in the description box down below, I will list all the channels and links that are playing along today. So when you're done watching my video, don't forget to hop on over and give them all some love and like their videos and see what they were inspired to create by this sketch. You guys know how I feel about sketches. They are a great jumping off point. For me, when I decide to sit down, like I scrapbook every morning and every evening. I know that sounds weird, but I do. And then sometimes I take a break, but I only get like maybe an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. But on the weekends, when I decide I'm going to do like a marathon of scrapping, in order to get my crafting mojo going, I do start with a sketch mostly. And sometimes I just follow it to a T. And then by the next sketch, I start changing it up. But it really just helps me to get into the creative mood. Now, I did have a whole bunch of random embellishments stuck in with this page kit. And so I stuck a turtle on there, and I stick some owls on there because they're animals. And my kid and the dog are animals. Like, my kid's a teenage, so, well, he's not. He's in his 20s. Well, no, he's not. He'll be in his 20s this year, but still. So he's still kind of a teenager, right? Total mom fart right there. I am going to stick around these cute little bugs like they're climbing on the circle vines because, you know, it's a flower, it's vines. It's in my head, it all made sense. I do have that cute little a friend always, and that is going to serve as the title of my page. You do know that whenever I create a layout about my dog, Becca, which we call her Bee, I go ahead and stick a bee somewhere on the page. So I cut that little sticker in half and put the bee at the top and the actual saying, the word bee at the bottom. And that is pretty much going to do it for my layout, guys. It's coming to an end very quickly here after these enamel dots. If you liked my layout, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to click that subscribe button, I would love to have you. For all of you that are already subscribed, thank you so much. If you have any kind words, questions, comments, or concerns down below, I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to go check out all my crafty friends and give them some love and kind words as well. Have a scrappy, happy day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.